What is up, guys? This is your boy Superior Simmer, and today I want to give my thoughts and opinions on the Sims 4 Growing Together expansion pack. Whether or not you should buy it, wait for a sale, or just not get it at all. I played a little bit with this pack, so I feel like I can give you guys an opinion and just talk about what I like and what I dislike. I'll start with the pros and then go to the cons. But before we get into this, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. We're literally so close to 1K. It's literally giving me anxiety because just the fact that I'm even saying that is just insane to me. And again, thank you guys so much for this, like the comments, the engagement, your opinions. That's like the best thing to read, everyone's different opinions. One thing about you guys that I like is regardless if we agree or disagree, you guys are all like just chill about it. You guys don't make it a thing, and we can just have a civil conversation. So it's definitely a vibe to be in this type of community, and I thank you guys so much for being supportive and just being a vibe, to be honest. I don't shout this out enough, but I do also have a Twitter and a Twitch at Superior Simmer. If you guys want to follow, you can. I greatly appreciate it. I will leave that in the link in the description. So again, thank you so much. I will have my pros first, and then I'll end with cons, and then I'll have just like my kind of final last thoughts and opinions on the pack. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting off with the cast items, I really like what they did here because I feel like they didn't target just young adults. They did different life stages. It felt very colorful and it felt very cozy to look at. It felt like a traditional family type of outfits you would wear. There is no diversity, which I think would be a con, even though this is a pro category, but I can't lie, this is just one of the best cast items I've ever seen. In my opinion, I really like the fact that men got a lot of stuff this time. I feel like they got more than the female sims did, which was good because men have been lacking so much in the clothes department, so I'm glad they actually put a spotlight on them and gave them a lot of stuff. I really like the cast items. This is stuff that I would use in like just my gameplay, in my current household, stuff like that. So again, they really put in the work with these items. So many different styles. I just wish there was more diversity, but again, I really like what they did here, and yeah, I can't wait to see more of this stuff in the future and see what else they do. So with the build and buy objects, by no means am I a builder, but I can appreciate what they've done here. I feel like they've tried to mix traditional with modern. You can tell by the carpets and the couch. There's different variations. I feel like the carpet is something you will always see in family homes. The swatches that comes with all these objects are really cool. Overall, this is very like colorful, and the clutter items, just the bookshelves, the chairs and mirrors, the little decorations, the posters, everything feels very family oriented. I kind of like that some stuff don't really match. It's not really like a core theme that they're trying to go with. I feel like they're just trying to fill a home that feels kind of just comfortable and like cozy and feels like a house. It doesn't have to be, everything doesn't have to match. I feel like most of our houses, I mean, I can at least speak for myself and say that none of my furniture matches in the house. Maybe one or two things, but I feel like everything's different. There's just different designs. It's not like one particular theme that they're trying to focus on. It's just stuff that just fill up the house and make it feel lived in, and I really like what they did here. Everything feels just like, it feels cozy. It feels like an actual house, like, and that's not to say they haven't done that in the past for other objects or packs, I mean, but I feel like with this pack they really focus on that traditional, just living in a house with family. I don't know how to explain it, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. It just feels very like all the objects feel like they've been lived in. They feel authentic and realistic, in my opinion. So yeah, I think the build and buy was really, really good. Lastly is the gameplay. The gameplay for me was the strongest feature in this pack. That's what they were focused on, is making better family interactions, and they hit the ball out of the park with this one. Just playing the game with this pack, it felt like a revamp of the Sims 4. It felt like Sims 4 2.0. I feel like this game got a big overhaul, and it shows just how my Sims interact with each other autonomously. It feels so organic, and they'll have conversations, and with conversation topics you can kind of change like what you like or what you dislike, and it would go up or down because they would talk about certain things that they didn't like. So they made the social interactions just more complex, and I feel like that is just that improves the game by miles. It feels genuinely like what we've been asking for, what they promised us, smarter Sims, and I feel like with this pack we definitely got that. Um, the gameplay is amazing. The family gameplay is amazing. It's just there's so much detail and layers to this pack, and it felt like I was actually playing like a simulation game. Nothing felt forced. I feel like the traits, even the lifestyles, the likes and dislikes, kind of made my Sims feel unique and different. I really like that they actually put the time and effort to just overhaul the social interactions, because I feel like that was the biggest issue with the Sims 4. Like, it doesn't matter if we had other packs like Parenthood or High School Years or whatever. I feel like the social interaction was what was missing, and this is for every single Sims. Feels just like how Seasons was. It just integrates very well to your Sims 4 game. You don't have to try and like force it. Like, let's say Werewolves. I like Werewolves, but that's something entirely different, where you have to kind of force your gameplay to go into that, unless you're already playing with occults. Likes and dislikes, the lifestyles, all that stuff, the sentiments, everything. It's like a neat gift box, like wrapped up present, and that's what they gave to us, and it wraps up perfectly. It combines all those features that make this game feel better. When Sentiments came out, I feel like people wanted more of that, and they finally delivered with the social interactions, everything. But overall, everything included with this new with the new gameplay features, like at least with the social part of it, is just, yeah, they really took the time to see how well they can make our Sims smarter. And again, I feel like this is just a revamp of that. They definitely put in the work, and you can see it here. There's a lot of love that came into this pack. I really like this, like the detail, the likes, dislikes, all that stuff. It shows in the pack. It shows. I really just like it. Now, moving on to the cons. Next up is a gameplay for teens and elders. So I know we talked about this a lot on the channel already, and I just want to kind of cut through this one because we've already been talking about this. But yeah, teens never got any gameplay for the pack, which didn't really make sense to me, because this is a pack that's focused on family and all the life stages, but they kind of just didn't focus on teens. Now again, I know that we have recently got a High School Years pack before this pack, but I understand why they felt the need not to add anything to teens. But I feel like that was a big missed opportunity. It could have given us more stuff that wasn't in High School Years, because let's be honest, all that other stuff like bubble tea and the thirsty stuff and the school gameplay not or the classrooms at least not being fleshed out more, not the bubble tea and all that stuff being fleshed out, that stuff shouldn't have even been in the High School Years in my opinion, or at least not be like a major, like the thrift store. All that stuff was just, I think, fluff to me. And then the classrooms being just boring and not exciting, that stuff they definitely could have, I guess, taken that and just, you know, say let's add more to the teens outside of school or something. I feel like they could have definitely done that, but they didn't. And yeah, it's a damn shame. I really wish teens just got more stuff. That's not to say that they won't get anything in the future, but I feel like this is the only way, you know, I feel like they could implement something in this pack and not make it feel forced. So it's kind of, you know, kind of like scratching my head, like what would they do in the future to even add these type of improvements, because this is a pack I feel like you would, you know, do that with. So yeah, it's just kind of, you know, damn shame that happened. And then the elders was surprising to me, because I didn't think elders wouldn't get anything. I was kind of confused that on why elders never got more stuff. That's not to say they didn't get you know, some improvements and life quality changes, but I feel like they definitely could have gone the extra mile and just given us more, but they didn't want to do that for some reason. And I don't know, I just think that's kind of weird. So yeah, elders missing gameplay, teens not getting any. It's just kind of strange, and I feel like it was a missed opportunity, especially with this type of pack, to add that in the game. So when it comes to the world, I feel like this is something we've gotten in the past. I don't necessarily feel like this is something new. I feel like it's kind of a mixture of everything we've gotten up until now. It has like Brittleton Bay vibes / New Crest / Willow Creek, even a little bit of Copperdale. So it just doesn't really give me any new feelings. I like the world aesthetically, like it does look cool, but it doesn't add any, I guess, I don't know, I wouldn't say new gameplay. It just doesn't add any new feelings. It just feels like something we've had before. and most of it does feel locked away. Like you can go places, but like it doesn't do anything. They're just kind of there for the most part. So I don't understand what they were trying to do. Like it's like they have all these set dressing pieces, but you can't really go anywhere. It's just kind of just there to look at, like, oh, this is pretty. Again, it's a vibe for sure. I like it, but it's not new. It doesn't give any again, just like any thrilling vibes. I don't know how I even use those two words together, but I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's just nothing new that we haven't seen. This is the same old type of basic Willow Creek / Newcrest type of world that we've gotten. It would have been cool if they did more apartments, because I know in San Francisco there's like more of like the apartments and city type of life, and there's a lot of diversity. I personally didn't vibe with it, to be honest. It was just kind of not like what I expected. Really wish they, you know, went out their way to actually make a more city type of pack, something that's kind of different, and they didn't do that with this pack, unfortunately. The world is just not it to me. It's a big L, to be honest. I'm just gonna be honest, it's a big L. Last on my list is gameplay objects. So this is not to talk about the gameplay, but the objects that come with this pack. I feel like they could have added a few more gameplay objects to this pack. I feel that most of the stuff we've gotten is kind of reskin stuff. Again, this pack is focused heavily on social gameplay, but I do feel like the gameplay objects are lacking just a little bit. I feel like we definitely could have gotten more, not like a lot, but just a few more, just so we can do different things. The treehouse is really good for sure, and like the playpen and all that stuff, and the changing table is cool, but I feel like they could have definitely given us just a little bit more to work with, at least for gameplay objects. And this is why I always say that I want a free time expansion pack, because I feel like a free time expansion pack would definitely benefit The Sims 4. It'll just give us hobbies and stuff to do. So maybe that's probably why there wasn't a lot of gameplay objects in this pack. But I feel like they can definitely add more gameplay objects for sure. There is a decent amount, but there definitely could have been more, in my opinion. So hopefully they decide to do that in the future. But at the end of the day, I really like the stuff that we have gotten, but it just could have used a little bit more gameplay objects. So those are all my cons. Honestly, the list is pretty short, to be honest, because I mean, this pack hits the mark for me. Those are just a few, and those are really, to me, like just like really like me nitpicking, like, you know what I mean? And that's just like my little opinion. Like, honestly, the cons aren't really that bad. It's just like the cons don't overweigh the pros. Like, they're not cons where it's like, oh, because of this I wouldn't get the pack or anything like that. So overall, with everything that I kind of talked about, if I had to recommend this pack, is it a buy or wait for a sale? I would say this is a buy for sure. I know a lot of people disagree with the fact that some of these features should have been in base game, but I feel like if this pack had came out maybe 2-3 years into the Sims 4 lifespan, I feel like people wouldn't be saying that. It's just because I feel like we've been getting underwhelming stuff for like a few years now, and it's kind of like, no, it feels kind of too late for this. And I'm not gonna lie, it does kind of feel a little bit too late for this pack, but it's still here now. And now that we finally have it, I can honestly say that The Sims 4 feels like a proper game. It doesn't it feels good to play. It doesn't feel boring, and this is not something where it's going to be hyped up for a week and then it gets boring after that 1 week. Like, this is something that is going to be ever changing. There's a lot of replayability just off of those few features that I listed in the last tier of what I was talking about. The social interactions, the likes and dislikes, all that stuff, conversation topics, all that stuff go hand in hand. That stuff is replayability. There's so many different ways you can play the game now, and it's hard for me to even describe what I'm trying to say, but I feel like you guys get what I'm trying to say. Like, there's just a lot here, and it's like it's like, to me, I'm sorry to say this, I like I said, I haven't watched anyone's other reviews, but I'm just gonna say this. I personally think this is just as good as the Sims 3 or Sims 2, in my opinion. Maybe I'm crazy for saying that, but I feel like this pack really just, like, it gave me everything that I wanted. Like, if like the Sims 4 aesthetically looked pleasing, the build and buy is really good, the building itself is really good, but now we have actual proper social interactions, actual family gameplay. I feel like a lot of people who dislike The Sims 4 because it felt bland or boring, I feel like they can come back and play this and actually have a good time and actually create those stories that they want to create. This pack is good. It helps, you know, fix the things that The Sims 4 has been missing. And I can honestly say this is one of those packs that you just have to have in your game. To play without it is just, again, sin. Like it just doesn't make sense. You need this pack in your game. It's just really amazing what they've done. There's a lot of passion and heart and hard work that went into this, and I have to appreciate that. I love that what they did here. I would give this pack like a 9 out of 10 if I was a reviewer. I'm not, but you know what I mean. I would recommend buying this. I wouldn't even wait for a sale. I would get this as soon as you can. This is a pack that you want to play for your Sims 4 game. It will definitely change how you view The Sims 4. And I feel like if they continue down this trend to put in detail and make these packs better and better, The Sims 4 will have a long lifespan. And I feel like they can kind of, you know, fix what they've been lacking for the last few years and just get back on the right path. This makes me excited to see what they have in store for us, because this is one of those packs that, like, if they can do something like this, you can only imagine what else they have planned, and hopefully they can keep this trend up and deliver us, like, you know, the content that we deserve. Because I know a lot of people have been rooting for The Sims 4 but have just been disappointed in the past, myself included. So this is I feel like a good step in the right direction. So yeah, I would recommend this pack. I would buy it right now if you can. And yeah, that is kind of my opinions and thoughts on this. Let me know how you guys feel about this pack. I genuinely want to know, you know, do you disagree? Do you agree with what I said? Let me know, because I actually want to read the comments and engage with you guys and talk about it. But yes, this has been your boy Superior Simmer. Stay cool, stay awesome, stay simming. Thank you so much for the support. Road to 1K. Let's go. We're so close. And have a nice day.